good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us here in studio this morning, Kim Dezendorf joining us here with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico here locally. And then also joining us on the phone, we have the Chief Development Officer for Big Brothers Big Sisters, I'm going to guess here in New Mexico, Sebastian Martinez with us. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Good morning. Doing good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I'm sure I butchered up a little bit your title there and everything, but for folks, kind of give just an idea of what you do for Sebastian for Big Brothers Big Sisters here in New Mexico.
Sure. So, I am the Chief Development Officer for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central New Mexico.
Okay.
Currently we started covering just the Albuquerque metro area, and since then we've expanded out to Farmington. We've expanded down to Otero County, and now we're going down to Roswell.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Two of the four corners covered, and spreading towards the other two eventually, I'm guessing, at some point.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, it's usually a long process, but we're getting there. And hopefully we'll be able to just serve the state. We also have another office that's their own entity in Santa Fe.
Okay.
And they cover Santa Fe and Las Cruces. So it's when you hear Central New Mexico, it's Metro Albuquerque area.
Gotcha.
Up in Farmington, Otero, and now Roswell.
Your Central Mexico looks very similar to like a redistricting map for the state.
Yeah. That's exactly how it looks. That's exactly how it looks.
I got you. While we got you here, Sebastian, of course, Kim and I, I talked to Bill, and this is the first time Kim and I have had a chance to chit chat before. But I know something in conversations I've had with the folks from here in Roswell. There's always a need for bigs. Bigs is always males particular, but at this point, we need everybody to sign up. I'm sure that's not a problem unique to Roswell. Is that something that you're coping with across the state, and I'm guessing nationally as well, too?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is that, Big Brothers Big Sisters was founded in about 100 years ago in New York City, and the reason why was because a judge saw a lot of young youth at the time, as young male youth, coming through his system that literally no one cared about. And so, obviously times have changed a little bit. It's not so industrial revolutionary now, but there is still that population of kids that do need mentoring.
Sure.
And what I always say is the bottom line: if the good people in our community do not stand up and mentor, the bad people will. And that's, go ahead.
I was going to say, and the thing I always preach to people is, I think a lot of people think it requires a lot of time, or they're not special enough or important enough to gain the attention of a little or child to be an interest. And I would say all of that is nothing further from the truth on that. Big Brothers Big Sisters as a whole is not asking. You don't have to be the most interesting man in America or Wonder Woman to be a big. You're just incorporating a little into your day-to-day life. So an outing with a little doesn't have to be this, we're going to the Grand Canyon this weekend, next week. It's none of that. It's like, hey, we're going to go have lunch. You want to hang out, or we got to do some shopping and then grab lunch afterwards. You want to come and tag along, or hey, we're going to go see a movie today. You want to come watch a movie, or hey, we're going to do a cookout at our house. You want to come over and we'll play some volleyball and cook some food or whatever. That's Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's not you trying to create some adventure for a child every month.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that the things that we don't think are an adventure for kids, right? I've been a mentor for 10 years. I have worked for Big Brothers Big Sisters for about 6. But so I was a mentor before I worked for Big Brothers.
Okay.
And I started off with my little Carlos, and my little Carlos and I, he had never gone to the mountains once in his life. Not once.
And he lives here in New Mexico. That's incredible.
He lives in New Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, and you would be surprised. A lot of people just stay in their little block neighborhood, and they don't get outside of that. And so, I go to the mountains a lot. It's something I do just regularly, and I just brought him along with me. So I always tell people that, you do stuff already, whatever hobbies you have. You just bring them along with you. And the great thing about Big Brothers Big Sisters is that we match the bigs and littles based off of similar interests.
Gotcha.
So if you like to fix vehicles, if you like to go crafting, if whatever you like to do, we'll match you based on those things.
Absolutely. That's the thing. And really, say you called Kim this afternoon and said, hey, I'm ready to be a big. You're not going to get a little tomorrow. That's not how it works. There is a pretty intricate process. Obviously there's background checks and everything that important for the safety of everyone involved. But even once that's done, it's really, and I almost compare it to like a Match.com. There is a process of the folks here interviewing, talking to you, find out what makes you tick, and find out the things you're into and what you enjoy and what you like. And in essence, the same thing's being done to the littles. They're kind of trying to make them tick. And then you guys basically do matchmaker and say, you know what, these two, now we're not going to get you a clone of you. That'd be a little weird, but they're going to find people that, find littles and bigs that kind of jive, like you said. Hey, you both like to read, or you both like to go camping, or you both like to crochet. Then this is something we can use that as a bonding element. And then while you're going over crochet, you're talking to them about things you've done, life experiences, stuff that you got to do that this little, like you said earlier, lives in New Mexico, never been to the mountains. That's not, unfortunately, that's probably more common than you think, that you have a lot of kids that literally don't know what's outside of their backyard, just outside of their backyard, because, like you said, they've never left the neighborhood or left the town because, life happens and they didn't get a chance to. So something we take for granted, as simple as going to Albuquerque for the weekend or, going to White Sands for the weekend, is something that was never on their radar. And so for you to say, you know what? White Sands is 2 hours away. Next weekend, let's go get in the car and drive to White Sands and spend the day there. That's Big Brothers Big Sisters right there. That's what it's all about, is creating those moments of companionship and mentorship, but really just hanging out and giving this chance an opportunity for kids to see adults and see them outside of an instructional scenario or a disciplinary scenario or any authoritative scenario. I mean, obviously, you just don't run around and let the kid turn loose or anything, but at the same time, you're there as a friend. You're not there as someone who's, in essence, being a authority figure over them. And that's where you can really make some great strides in that relationship there. Yep. Am I pretty close, or am I?
Yeah. Bill always used to like to say that we're all about showing the littles opportunities that they didn't necessarily know existed.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I'm from a very rural area, and it's
yeah,
amazing.
I thought your accent was going to tell. I thought you were from New York City or something. That accent. Just kidding.
Louisiana girl here. But, and it's amazing how many kids grow up and they, their families and their grandparents and great-grandparents, they've all been in this one area and have never left, and so we have that opportunity to say, hey, let's go check out these new things that you've never seen before.
Sure.
And it kind of opens a whole new world for kids.
Absolutely. And I would tell you, for adults that feel apprehensive about it, it's whatever excuse you kind of build up to that you can't do it, I'm telling you, there's a workaround about that. If you're too busy, well, guess what? They're asking for basically an hour a week is what they're asking.
Yep.
4 hours a month. And then by no means is that timed with a stopwatch. And it's like, oh, you only spent 57 minutes this week. You got to spend 63 next time. It's not how it works like that. But that's just a ballpark thing. But And some, I imagine each little and big is different. Maybe they only meet once a month, but they spend an entire day together. It's just kind of how your schedules work out. There's no real, it's just a guideline. But it doesn't require a lot of time. And again, you don't have to plan grandiose adventures. It's just incorporating this little into your day-to-day life. Maybe, like I said at the beginning here, maybe it's maybe you're going to the library with your own kids to do something. Said, hey, you know what? I'm taking the kids to the library to work on a project. You want to come with us and hang out and check out some books or something? Or hey, we're gonna go to Peter Piper and have some pizza and play some games after this. You wanna hang out with us? That's big brothers, big sisters. You don't have to. All right, I got the little this weekend. What adventurous thing? All right, we're gonna go to Bitter Lake, and then we're gonna go here, and then they're not looking to be filled their day with 27 activities. They're just looking to hang out and live life with you. That's all they're looking to do, and you'll be amazed at how many life lessons and how many little just things that you pick up and make you a better an adult that you pick up just by offshoot conversation or an event, a dinner with some friends. That's the moments that really, and that's what Big Brothers Big Sisters focuses on, is that, having those life moments and giving these kids opportunities that they may or may not have through just normal everyday life and making those connections. Something else I'd like to point out, and I'll let you guys elaborate on this better. There's also no, I think there's certain people that may have a conception or a certain concept of what they think these kids are. They're troubled homes, or they're getting in trouble and now need something to kind of get them back on the path. That's not Big Brothers Big Sisters. This is a mentorship hangout program. It's not a scared straight program. It's not let's make bad kids good program. It's not. This is and the kids that are involved, some come from broken homes, some come from single family homes, some come from 2-parent homes, some come from very poor families, some come from very affluent families. There's no cookie cutter kid in as a little in Big Brother. They come from all walks of life, all backgrounds. They can be recommended by anybody, parents, school staff, friends. There really is no atypical little in Big Brothers Big Sisters. Every kid is unique, and every story is unique, and that's part of the brilliance of it. Is no matter where these kids come from, no matter what they've experienced in life so far, we're providing them an opportunity to gain on that, and that's what it's about. So these aren't kids in trouble necessarily. I mean, some, yeah, they are, but not all of them. Some kids are just like, hey, mom and dad are divorced. Don't get to see dad very often. I would like a male role model, some more time for this child in their lives. There's Big Brothers Big Sisters. That's what it's about. It's every story is unique.
Yeah, I like to think of it as we're kind of filling in the gaps. Like you said, we'll have. We had a little that was real close to her grandmother, and then her grandmother passed away. And she was struggling and
breathing and on top of everything else.
Right. And I think she had a single dad. So, we wound up matching her with an older lady.
Someone that could relate to her like Grandma did.
Right. And it just kind of filled that little hole that was left in her life. We have littles that come from big families, and maybe they're the youngest child or something. And like mom and dad just don't have quite enough time to spend with them, between work and all the other kids. And it's, they just need a little something extra. It's
absolutely,
like you said, it's not necessarily bad kids. It's just kids that maybe need a little extra attention from an adult because they're lacking something there.
They lack opportunity or lack ability to do something. And Big Brothers Big Sisters comes in to make that opportunity happen for these kids.
Yeah, and we all have that. We all have. There's always something in your life that like I could use an extra person here.
Yeah.
And these kids are no different.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
I was going to. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
3 people on a phone. It's just kind of like playing roulette or something.
It's my show. We do this all the time.
What? That's also a very common misconception. I'm glad you brought it up because we're really trying to get away from that idea. The bottom line is every kid needs a mentor. And when you think about your own life, and when you're a young kid, you never listen to your parents. Right. I never listened to my parents. Maybe you were an angel. I don't know, but I was not.
I'm in radio
so
for a
if
reason.
Someone else.
I was bad at math and science.
Someone else told you something. If someone else told you something, outside of your family or outside of your parents, you tended to listen to them more than you would.
Sure.
Your parents. So I mean, and we've had people. I always remember when I first started at Big Brothers Big Sisters, we had 2 twins. They were both male twins, and the mom was enrolling them in Big Brothers Big Sisters because their father had died a number of years before that.
Okay.
And they went and their role model was their grandfather, but then their grandfather passed away. And these she was, I remember crying on the phone telling me, I just can't teach them to be a man. I'm not a man, and for us, it's heartbreaking because we do have a large wait list for men. Right?
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
If you're listening, we can get you matched up relatively soon as obviously going through the match process and everything. But there are littles across the state. I know right here in Southeast New Mexico right now that are waiting for a match right now. So if you've got it in your heart, please get the ball rolling on that.
So it's different walks of life, but everybody needs a mentor. Even adults need mentors. So it's just one of those things. It's a part of our culture. It's the way we are as humans. For as rich as the country we have, a lot of people are lonely. They're left alone, and we need to make sure that those, especially our youth are taken care of and they have someone to look up to.
I would, and I like to. You can do this from your own personal experience, Sebastian. Is that yes, you as a big are creating a great opportunity for that little in your life. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna gather that you as a big and many other bigs, even though you're coming in as a mentor helper, I bet you take more out of those meetings or as much, if not more than the littles sometimes. Because as adults, we get set in our ways and our own opinions and form our own things. And sometimes when something new or something different happens or a different perspective comes to you, and it's kind of a mind altering, changing experience for you. And I bet your time as being a big and now at the role you're serving here, you get that opportunity on a daily basis where you're here helping a child, but that child's wisdom turns around and brings home to you as well. So yes, it's a mentorship for kids, but I guarantee bigs are maturing and becoming better people on a daily basis just because they're getting involved and learning things and being a part of things that they never thought was part of the experience. And it absolutely
there's a lot of political polarized opinions these days. And one of the things is that we've kind of missed the mark on the humanity in that. So we talk about education, we talk about poverty, we talk about, immigration, and when you're able to see someone that's living through that and see why they are, where they're at, you get a whole different perspective regardless of what side of the aisle you're on.
Absolutely.
And I think, just in general, like it's changed my life in that way. I had a little that was a immigrant from Mexico. His family was actually deported, and so when you see that side of those issues,
sure,
you see the human side of it, which kind of gives you a different perspective.
Absolutely, blurs some lines and some way you think on things sometimes, but even just the wisdom that comes from kids sometimes, and we get and sometimes just that one sentence or that one thing that kid shares with you, all of a sudden just like, what, that's spot on true. And so, yes, we're mentoring kids, but many bigs are taking as much out of this too. So I think you're going to go in wanting to help, and then you'll come out becoming a better person because you realize, what, there's a lot bigger impact I can make than just this little footprint in my world. And it's really is as simple as having lunch with a kid sometimes. That's the thing, and something, and that's what it is. Big brothers, big sisters makes big changes in people's lives through little things. That's kind of what it is. It's steering a path of a child into a direction where they can be successful and create a good foundation for them, while at the same time doing it through hanging out and having lunch or going seeing a movie or doing very basic, simple life things we all do and quite frankly take for granted every day. And that's all we're asking. So if you really want to make an impact and really, to be honest, not require a lot on your part as far as time and money and things, Big Brothers Big Sisters is a lot of bang for your buck there, where, for the minimal hour a week that they're asking you to provide, you can do life-changing things in that 1 hour a week. And that's, it's so simple. So, if you're looking for a way, I know people look at the beginning of the year as a chance to do things and better themselves. it's a lot easier to commit to this than losing weight or do those things that we all give up by now. Actually, we're into January. You know, this is one you can stick and keep with and actually enjoy. And so reach out if you're just mildly curious. You know, give Kim a call or go online. I'll give you all that information here in a bit, and just do some research and say, you know, maybe this is something I want to do. And I guarantee once you make that decision, you're opening up to a whole new world, and you're gonna and use this selfishly too. I mean, if you're new to town and looking for social networking and people to meet and hang out, I'm telling you, Big Brothers Big Sisters, that's a whole community there. You can come and become a little, and then there's going to be days where you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. And that's where the community of Big Brothers Big Sisters comes in and steps in and say, hey, let me help you out. Or me and my little, we do this. You know, that's very much part of this too. So you're not in it by yourself. You're actually, once you say, yeah, I'd like to do this, you're opening yourself to a whole world of people and social and fun activities for yourself too, not just for the little. So if you're looking to get more involved and just looking for a better social life, all right, well, let's help these kids and get you a social life at the same time here. That's a great way to do that. So whatever.
It's completely free. You don't charge anything.
Exactly. And by the way, I would not do Bill justice if I don't say this. Because he says it every time. Big Brothers Big Sisters goes because of bigs and bucks.
Yep.
So if you can't have time, if you just or don't feel comfortable doing that side, then the buck side would help. I know we finally had Bowl for Kids' Sake around Halloween here. Look for that to be coming again this spring, I'm hoping, right? Is there plans yet for maybe a spring big Bowl for Kids' Sake? Or
nothing official yet.
Okay.
It's being discussed.
Okay. More plans coming out there later. But in the meantime, if you can help out financially, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it takes on average about $1,500 per match
per year
for it to flourish and to do for 1 year. That's a lot of money for just two people and all that. And so they want to do that times 50, 100. So your donations help out greatly with that side of stuff too. So even if you're not quite ready to become a big, maybe you can maybe go online and donate some money and help make those matches happen financially. So I always tell people to go here locally for Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast of Mexico. It's a lot of initials, but www.bbbssenm.org. If you'd like, what the hell did he just say? It's Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. It's all the initials for that. And if you don't remember that, just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters, Chavez County, Roswell, Southeast New Mexico. Any of those will get you there locally. Sebastian, is there some statewide stuff too that you can give out to kind of give more avenues and places for folks to learn and read up on Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Sure. I mean, we have our social media pages. Those are also a really good place for information and kind of what we do and finding out what we do and looking at events that are going on. So, we have our Southeast New Mexico Facebook page. We also have our Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central New Mexico Facebook page and Instagram page.
Okay.
You can also go to our website, www.bbbscnm.org.
Okay.
To find out more about what we're doing statewide. But I'm actually just really excited to go down to Roswell and meet you all in person and kind of get things going.
Well, maybe next time when we can get you in person, we'll come and we'll sit and talk face to face, and maybe and that's something we love doing. We've done it here in the past. We've had a couple big littles come on and talk about their experiences. We've had different ways, so I'd love to have more of that stuff just to show people the great things that are happening in Big Brothers Big Sisters, and it's one of those things where you get people say, hey, you want to be a big? And you're like, whoa, that's a lot of time. And then you're like, well, let me show you what it is. And then after all said and done, it's like you got to get them the sticker shock right off of it and then hit them with the other stuff. And that's and then you realize what it is. And I think, and that's why I love to do all that kind of stuff. So love to have, when you come down, love to have you on. And I'm not sure if you're still as a mentor, but bring your little with you. We'll have some fun too. I don't know if it's a school day and all that, but all that kind of stuff. And then I'm sure Kim and I will be doing a bunch of fun stuff on the radio over the coming time here and give Bill a helping hand on some of this stuff. Yeah. I wanted to ask real quick, and I don't know if it's too early, Kim, but one of the things that locally here they were doing pre-pandemic was they had the bins around town where people could donate items for basically they would sell them to like thrift stores and things.
Right.
But basically, Big Brothers Big Sisters would get paid by the pound on all this stuff and get a check each month based on people's donations. That kind of dried up during COVID and everything. Right. Is there any talks of that kind of stuff coming back on the horizon here, or is that still on the back burner for now?
That's actually a good question for Sebastian.
Okay.
I think they kind of coordinate the bins around the state. Yeah.
Well, I went a pay level too low, Sebastian. Is there any updates on that side of things for you guys?
So what happened, obviously during the pandemic, we had to close everything down.
Right.
Used goods and viruses and stuff probably don't go too well together. So we're slowly reopening.
Okay.
Right now, as far as the timeline goes to get more bins down there, I don't know. It's going to be probably a few months. We're still rebuilding just in Albuquerque.
Okay.
But it seems, we sell our clothes to savers, and it seems to me that they're buying more and more product from us.
Good.
So as time goes on, we'll continue to expand out and kind of get back to normal. But
Okay.
as of now, I don't think there's immediate plans to expand out there.
Okay. So, but maybe here in the soon, if you've had one thing you've been holding on to, if you don't mind holding on to it for another 6 months or so, maybe we can help out there. But if you want to help out in the meantime, I know you can donate money direct right now through, I'm sure through many, but the website I gave you earlier, Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast Mexico, www.bbbssenm.org. You can go there and there's a donate now button, and you can help that way as well too. And then of course stay abreast of more information coming up about Bowl for Kids' Sake and some of those things here this year. And the moment that happens, we'll let the public know, and you can start putting your teams together, start raising your money, and start doing all the fun stuff that are kind of the normal things we do every year with Big Brothers Big Sisters. So good to see some of that back. How's some of the littles going as far as, like, are you able to do, like, physical meetings with littles now, or is it still mostly virtual?
I think most of our littles are meeting in person.
Oh, good.
Now.
So they're getting a chance to hang out and do lunch or go see a movie or go play in the park for a little bit. Or I imagine a lot of more outdoor activities, especially as the weather gets a little warmer.
Right.
I know it's New Mexico. It's cold today, but next week it'll be like 70. So.
We put COVID safe protocols into place.
Sure.
And then it's really down to what the big and the little's parents are comfortable with.
Gotcha. Sure.
So, as long as they follow those COVID safe protocols and can all kind of agree on what they're comfortable with. And
that's the beauty, because each match is customized to the needs of the big and the little there. So if they're open and available to do more face-to-face stuff, they're going to do it. But if the circumstances aren't good for that yet, then we'll stick to the virtual stuff until a time at which the big and little and everybody's safe and we can do our thing like we normally did before all this went down. So, I one more update. I know, and for another thing, and again, this did get kind of shut down again once COVID happened. We've been talking a lot about the traditional big and little program where you have your off-site matches and they go into the public and do things. But you guys have had, prior to COVID, a lot of in-school stuff too, your lunch buddy programs in various areas, or after-school mentorship with our like high school seniors and 16 and up. I know that all got put on the back burner with COVID, and schools play a huge role in deciding when that's happened. But from your guys' perspective, is there any plans on trying to get that stuff back into the schools here? Hopefully, if not this year, for next year?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But again, that's all going to come down to the schools' COVID policies and whether or not they'll allow kids from the other school to come in, or adults to come in.
And they've got bigger fish to fry in the school districts right now. They're trying to keep schools open, and they're probably not thinking so much about what you guys are up to at the moment.
Unfortunately, yeah. But as soon as those restrictions kind of ease enough that they'll allow the mentors to come into the schools, then absolutely, there's always plans for that.
Good deal. But so keep checking back if you're interested in that program. But it is still till things kind of smooth out, at least statewide, on some of that stuff, that look for it to be delays or not happening right now. But keep checking back, and of course, for in some cases, maybe you can go over to the big program and to the I guess you could say traditional program of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and mention just before we get done.
Yeah.
January is National Mentoring Month.
Oh.
So,
Probably should have started the show, John. I just started talking right out the gate and didn't even get a chance to tell you that. So.
We were talking earlier about, the beginning of the year, making your resolutions and stuff. And of course, January is almost over now, but that doesn't mean that you can't still sign up. But, this is a great time to go ahead and make that commitment. And we do have, I think it's 39 littles right now on our waiting list.
And that's just in Chaves
Roswell.
County.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, we really, really need, you guys make the commitment and come join up,
I don't know if you have the numbers available, Sebastian, but I'm kind of curious. We're looking here in Roswell, and we've got 40 kids basically right now waiting. I'm guessing in the Albuquerque area that number is probably threefold. Am I close, or are you guys having a little bit more success up there?
Again, kind of the dynamics. You
Yeah.
have more boys than girls that are waiting, but it's always about 200 around there.
Wow.
Maybe more depending on the time of the year and that sort of thing. So I would say 200, including girls too.
So,
yeah.
If you got friends that live anywhere in the state of New Mexico here, and you're like, hey, I'm going to do this, maybe I can convince my friends up in Albuquerque or Santa Fe or wherever, Cruces, wherever that is, because what we're looking at here, the exact same need and demand is happening all across the state right now. So let's get it done here, and then let's invite your friends and family across the state to maybe look into getting involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters, because no matter where they live, there's a need and a desire to have that happen. So, yeah, good deal. Is there any information that you guys want to get out that I just crowbarred and started talking over and get a chance for you to get out?
No, I would just say that if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to Kim or myself. You can find me on LinkedIn, and my information's on our website. I'm always happy to talk to community members and kind of get your perspective. And so, yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to move down to Roswell. I'm a small town guy myself. I grew up like Kim in the country. So going down to Roswell is like a nice home feeling for me.
Oh, good.
So really excited to do that, and really excited to get the programs off the ground here in the near future.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you face to face here. And Kim, if you don't mind, give out the number for the local office here in Roswell. If anybody has any questions, they'll be happy to get those answers to you.
Yeah. It's 627-2227.
Yeah, and the 2227 is BBBS.
Yes.
So if you have trouble remembering, just do it in your head BBBS, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you for visiting. Good to meet you, Kim, in person here for the first time, and Sebastian, look forward to meeting you face to face here in the coming months, and hopefully we get more and more people. I'd love to put you guys out to where you're like, I'm the marketing guy and all this, but you know what? We're done good. We got enough numbers for everybody, and I know that's a fantasy, but I'd love to be at a point where we're telling people, you know what? We're good on bigs right now. We got enough. We could use some more littles, something like that. But till that happens, we love to have you guys on. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Well,
thank you. Stay warm today, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right,
okay?
you too.
All right. Take care. Thank you, Sebastian. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. There we go. Thank you, Kim, as always. Appreciate it. We'll see you here next time. All right.
All right. Thank you.
It is 8:54.